You're listening to Rhythm FM coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend, Vernon Darby. It is Spot On, where we are spot on. And coming up right now is The Workplace.
You got me working, and we're putting in every day. You got me working, and we're pushing.
And we have on the line Dr. Damian Graham. Yes, he's a man from UTech. It's a place that I think I'm familiar with, but so many years ago, I think I've lost everything. Good morning, Dr. Damian Graham. How you do?
I'm very good, Vernon. Good morning, listeners. Thank you for having me.
And it's great to have you as scholar, practitioner with business acumen over 20 years. But when I saw that, I said, no, this gentleman is not speaking the truth. He cannot be in business for over 20 years. As a matter of fact, when I heard about Dr. Swanson, I said, most big man. Listeners, when I get it, you see, look like one 19-year-old. I said, no, this man must say a tell lie. It's just amazing. But he very experienced. Is that I think you teach at engineering and industrial and mechanical engineering at the University of Technology.
Mechanical and industrial engineering.
Right.
At the graduate and undergraduate level.
Mm-hmm. And when you say graduate level, now what you mean now?
Meaning MSc, MPhil, PhD.
Okay.
So those that are sitting those.
So the first level now is the BSc?
Well, actually we have a diploma in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
So that is the first level. So that's an associate degree or a diploma. Mm-hmm. And then we move to either the degree in industrial engineering, and for those who don't know, industrial engineering is about the design, improvement, analysis, and optimization of integrated systems. So whether it is banking or finance or healthcare, urban development, agriculture, they optimize things, they do designs, and they model it and make it better.
So it means, therefore, they need you to deal with how Water Commission and the NWA, National Water List Agency, you don't have to comment. When one dig up one ear and one does go back and, so we probably need someone. By the way, you're also the head of the UDC.
I was the head of the UDC for the better part of 2 years, almost 3. And I led the transformation from for a number of programs, about 12 different programs across the island, including the parliament, government parliament, getting off the ground.
Yes. By the way, before you come here for the one thing, you see, as you mentioned, so I'm going to jump on it, The parliament, I hope to God that they have built it for the future in terms of security, so that because when you have all your parliamentarians in one place, it only takes one clown. I hope they have a place where you saw what happened at Congress.
Yes, I did see.
I do hope that they have it set up so that the members of parliament can disappear on the ground. And
well, I can't tell you the details, but I can certainly assure you that in the design approach, the architects and engineers consider the continuity of government and security. It is by no accident that that location was selected, because it was actually selected by our forefathers, Norman Manley, Bustamante, etc.,
right,
by an act of parliament, right? And there is, of course, a proximity to the JDF and the other central security infrastructure. But there's a lot of thinking that went into site location and amenities for it.
All right. Let me sure you have too much. You're going to have to come back here another day, so I'm sorry for you. And as a matter of fact, I'm glad to have persons like you, because we hear a lot from political figures and other persons, just as party supporters and so on. But persons like you who have experience, you're lecturing at a college, we need to hear from you some more. So I'm glad to have you. Now,
I'm glad to have the conversation.
Right. Now, I want to touch a bit on, because I know you have some concerns or thinking just like the rest of us about this AI. We get used to the word AI already, But what the hell is this AI? I don't know. And then somebody go and say, hold on. So I said, Vernon, when you get into that, pick enough to know nothing again, then just go examine AI, tell them. So it seems as if this, what they call it, artificial
intelligence.
But hold on, is there anything artificial about it? Tell me.
No, I strangely will say that there's nothing artificial about artificial intelligence,
Yes.
because all intelligence comes from, man, right? Which is inspired by God, yeah? So there's nothing artificial about intelligence. It's just whether or not it is by first cause or second cause. So we can create computers that retain data and tell the computer to put data in a particular way. That is artificial intelligence. We are just now at a point with Industry 4.0 where we have devices talking to each other, the ability to talk to your phone and tell it to turn on a light or open your car door, or for the vehicle to look at lane assist driving.
Hold up.
All of
Doc, I'm using that already. I didn't know that was into artificial intelligence. All the blinking phone is so smart, you see. When I reach work, you see, just turn off automatically. You know that I reach work.
Yeah, man. All of that is artificial intelligence. And now, with ChatGPT, you have the ability now to speak to the intelligence, and it interprets your language, and then searches a whole vast data library of knowledge that has been created by man before, and gives you an intelligent enough response that you can interpret. And ChatGPT, for example, is AI that has evolved. It started out at ChatGPT 1, and now it's ChatGPT 4.0 in large-scale use, and we have 5.0 coming out quite soon. And these are friends. These are our friends. It's technology that you can integrate and use. It can be used in the classroom quite effectively for persons.
And by the way, what I did was to type in, listeners, ChatGPT space AI, if you want to search for it.
Yes.
And I see come up what? You have a number that says introducing ChatGPT. You have chatopenal.com or whatever.
Yeah,
you can
Ask AI. You have a lot of them out there, but all of them go back to some kind of AI intelligence. So it is either AI, ChatGPT AI, or Bard. Google has another one called Bard. And so there's a competition for standards as it relates to these AI. What they really are, Vernon and listeners, is they're a collection of large data libraries, right? So if you can imagine the National Library or Tom Redcom or your university library, imagine all of those books that have been digitized, right? And you have software which is able to quickly read and analyze what is in those textbooks. And when you ask a question, it will then link that question to responses or contextual information that is in all of these books, and then give it back to you to say, here is the knowledge about.
Yeah, the joke now. May I ask this? We call it artificial intelligence. So, then give me an assignment. And this is the question. Should women eat plenty apples? And this stupid computer know better than me. Hear what it says. Yes. That's the listeners that's using the ChatGPT AI. Yes, women can definitely eat plenty of apples as they are a healthy and nutritious food. Apples are rich in fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, which provide a number of health benefits such as improved digestion, reduced risk of heart disease, and better immune function. My God, somebody have to ask me, doctor, again.
No, well, you actually do, because guess what? The AI is not perfect. Right?
I see what you mean.
It's not perfect. So you still need interpretation of what the AI has said.
Yes.
Because guess what? Remember, I just told you, there are books that are in the library. So imagine everything that is codified, 2 years ago or so. That's the most latest technology that they have. But guess what? Vernon Darby might write a book on nutrition that says apples are good. Then Damian Graham writes a book that says apples must only be eaten once a day.
That reminds me of coconut oil,
Exactly.
Some say coconut is bad for your cholesterol. No, it is good.
In the 70s and 80s, we were growing up on coconut oil.
Yes.
Off the tree, then we get the disease scare, and everybody said bad for you. And now it turned back around. It was always good for you.
My God.
Right? So you have to be careful with how you use it. so that's where the human interface comes in.
Right.
With interpreting the AI to recognize, particularly there are features in it, for example, making sure that it's properly citing information and that the source is relevant and credible, right? So as a journalist or as a researcher, you would want to make sure that your information is credible. It's not just coming from a magazine.
There's a concern that I have here. It doesn't state where it's getting the information. It doesn't quote anybody at all. It just quoted the source. It just gives you the information.
Correct. Well, you can tell the AI. You can say to it, for example, in your description, which is about 500 words, you can say, you are the expert. Provide me with a response on the best nutrition for women with apples, giving me 5 citations from scholarly journals. And if you tell it that, it will then go back and give you a different response.
Yes.
And it will give you citations. Now, it is up to you now to check if those citations are real.
No, but hold on. This thing I get out of order, no, man. Really, this thing is making me look like me stupid. Guess what I put in a while ago? Doc, no, man. This will make all like you redundant. Tell me and make all exams redundant.
It can't.
It can't? Oh, hold on. Here it says. I say, write a sort code in Visual Basic. And it says, sure, here's an example of sorting algorithm implemented in Visual Basic. This particular algorithm sorts an array of integers in ascending order and using the bubble sort method. And he give the whole damn thing. So, well, lad, why you not easy? But what this means, people fight down here and say, boy, people don't have to know anything. But guess what? It means rather than wasting my time to write this code, we just can look at it and see which code I need and use it. That's being more efficient.
It is immersive and discovery learning. However,
hold on, I use some big words for me, Doc. Immersive and discovery. What the hell that's supposed to
learning. So in my classroom, because I teach management of information systems for industrial engineers, I will say to my students, using ChatGPT or other research methods, provide for us a code in XYZ, and they will go and do it. And I will say, evaluate that code.
Oh, so you have to think now, so you don't just regurgitate things.
Exactly. So you cannot just give an assignment.
I'm making trouble now. Can you imagine if we had trained our people to think? So the members of parliament, for example, would be a thinking bunch. Can you imagine the kind of leadership we would have? Yes, continue, sir. This is interesting.
I will avoid that one.
No. You go come in. you, as I said, turn forward from that one. Don't even trust one. But our time is going. We have some time because I hear you have some big announcements to make, and we go for the break at about 11:45. So you can continue to mention anything you want to mention, but about say 11:50 we have about 10 minutes. Is that enough for you to make your announcement?
Yes, it will be. It will be. And I want to take the opportunity to talk about how AI can be included in curricula. I mean, we've had various fora at UTech here. There was fora at the University of the West Indies, in the region. A lot of people are anxious about AI and how it can be included in the curricula. I want to reassure listeners it is our friend, and there are mobile versions of AI available which will help, just like Google.
Yes. Let me just remind my listeners that we are talking with Dr. Damian Graham, lecturer, engineer, and much more, former head of the UTC, is now at UTech, University Technology Jamaica. And I was saying, the way you take it, they still call it CAST the same way. And he's talking to us about, what you call it again? I say, my intelligence gone. Let me ask it. ChatGPT, what was I talking about again? Yes, quite. Yes, continue, Doctor.
Right. So, we look at the opportunity of using artificial intelligence in a lot of different ways in our curriculum here at UTech. And one of the primary ways is in including it in a lot of innovation and industry-related technology solutions. So we are the premier university for providing industry-ready graduates in information technology, engineering, and other STEM programs like architecture, math, actuarial sciences, sports education, etc., dentistry. All of those are STEM-based programs. And we are incorporating AI and machine learning, and these other advanced techniques into our curriculum in a pretty unique way, including research and innovation with our industry partners. As a matter of fact, immediately before this, Vernon and listeners, I was downstairs in our lab where we just got a donation of an upgrade of 30 new computers to do machine learning processing and AutoCAD inventing, simulation and modeling. And looking down the pipeline, we have other labs in gaming and computing, web development. Our SAPNA lab is there. We've done a lot of work, including using the AI, and it's been a huge benefit. So these research labs using the technology of AI, using machine learning, have given us now a capacity to solve some of the big problems out there in the industry. And for those who use, for example, the My Digital app, that's a solution coming right out of our labs here at UTech, right? And we are...
Hold on.
Yes, man.
You want me to show off and tell you know something now? All me can do a chat, that is something I've been talking with my friends at JPSCO, and they've been talking on air about it. And I know they work closely with UTech, but I'm only telling you, when good people come together, what can happen. And I must tell you, that application is one of the best app we have in this country.
Absolutely.
One of the best in terms of helping consumers, because it's every time you come, so you might want to touch something else. So there's so much to talk about. Where I want us to go next to now is that anybody should be able to receive payment for utility bills. So the person come to me and pay the money. I use my credit card, pay for them, and they get a receipt to their phone immediately, so they know that me not thief their money. Any day you have that, it means therefore there will be no need for somebody to have access to the internet or to go to an office to pay their bill. That is where we need to go to make life easier. The same way we can buy credit from almost anybody.
Absolutely. And so here at UTech, we are taking the opportunity to upgrade our labs to be prepared for greater advances in 21st century learning and in incorporating artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. into our curriculum. And I want to use that to launch off when we start talking about the STEM scholarship, the 1,000 STEM scholarships that we will be offering, and how we're going to pull that together to offer not only an opportunity to grow a new industry, the knowledge process outsourcing industry here in Jamaica that the government is looking at, and the Honorable Minister Nigel Clark made an announcement in Parliament about the KPO industry, that it is the next shift. It is an industry that gives us an opportunity to grow approximately $1 billion US. Yeah? Using our human capital. Our biggest asset, our biggest resource is our human capital. And so we at UTech are looking at answering the call of how can we make development happen? How can we drive a more wholesome society? How can we look at expanding the middle class? And of course it is by improving the skill sets of our knowledge workers, of the human capacity, and providing more learning and learning opportunities. And the ecosystem that we have here with upgrading the labs and putting in the AI, all of that is designed to get everybody talking and get them learning and have.
But guess what? I'm very concerned, and probably we'll have about 2 more minutes for the break, or 3. I'm very concerned that the social aspect of life, we are losing it. So I remember in the days when I went to CAST, or they never call it UTech, the interaction on campus, the cultural events and so on that you had, it helped us to bond. What I find nowadays at all the universities, there's hardly any bonding there. We do things online, and that is, the human being is a social being. So we have to be very careful that we don't let the technology let us abandon the human part of us, the aesthetic things, the beautiful things about life.
I agree with you 100%. And, having gone through the pandemic,
yes,
and I dare say gone through, because it is still happening, though we have relaxed some of the protocols.
Right.
But I can safely say that the university, through the chancellor and the acting president, have identified that we should move to more interaction and face to face once we can do so safely. And so
Mark, Doc, I must admit, if a student can do more learning on their own, which AI, will definitely facilitate. I can tell you, I have the experience of one person who probably lectured the same topic for 20 odd years, and persons drove all the way from Olaba just to listen to the same lecture. You could have recorded it or put it on something, and I'm sure you could, with artificial intelligence, you could say, hold on, I don't understand the point about so and so, and artificial intelligence could probably answer you. The fact is, a lot of time we spend in a lecture, we don't need it. So probably some of that time could be spent doing other things that helps to socialize us properly. I think we are putting too much emphasis on training persons to be engineer rather than on I tell you, I have a better way to put it. I did accounts, for example. And when I went for the job, I was told, but Mr. Darby, you do so well in all these people subjects. And I said, look like me now, I get that job at all. So I just said to the gentleman, I don't know, for me just think fast in those days being young. Yeah. So I said to him, sir, I believe that it's time that we understand that the figures affect people. I got the job immediately. So I think we need to understand, whether it's medicine or engineering, that whatever you do is for the interest of people. So I think that is what we need to get back into the system.
Absolutely. And for that reason, I was making the point that we have looked at improving our curriculum, getting more face-to-face interaction, not just the labs, not just exams, but implementing formal days that people come in. Of course, we have to look at the numbers and proximity and observe protocols, but get as much face-to-face interactions, competitions, having the sororities and student-based activities, having the students also help with outreach. They have their own alumni as well as their activity groups linked with external organizations and clubs.
I have to leave
all
you
of those
for
are
the break.
part of what we're promoting. Sure.
Right. Have to go for the break and come back to you. And then, listeners, you can't leave. Well, we have to have him back again because I gather that he has a big announcement to make. All right. We have on the line Dr. Damian Graham from the University Technology Jamaica, and he's been giving us quite a bit of information about artificial intelligence and the impact it will have on the college and the society generally. But I'm sure there's more that he needs to tell us, but I can't do it today. We'll have him back another day. But I understand we only have about 5 minutes left. And I hear that he has some big announcements to make that probably young persons, old persons, if you can tell, could benefit from this announcement. So I'm now going to appoint him as the Prime Minister of Jamaica for him to make his big announcement. Over to you, Dr. Damian Graham.
As a former direct employee of the Prime Minister, I would not seek to hold his title, and I will certainly yield, but certainly say that my announcement is something that he would endorse. Now, Thank you again, Vernon, and thank you, listeners, for having us here. The University of Technology, in light of the announcement that was made by the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr.
Clark,
Nigel Clark, is pleased to announce that we are currently launching intake for 1,000 STEM scholarships here at UTech.
Hold on. I have a pipe. My pressure go through the roof,
Yeah,
man, you add too much zeros to that one, No, I need to hear that. No, hold on, let me take that. Let me sound properly, no man. Let me hear it again, sir.
We are proudly announcing that the UTech Night are going to be inviting all young persons or persons who want to get into STEM to apply for 1,000 STEM scholarships. Right? We have in our pipeline
Wow,
intake
1,000 STEM.
1,000. We have the requirements
Yes.
are that you must be, of course, Jamaican. You must have at least 5 CSEC subjects or the equivalent in math, English, and a couple other science, one or two other science subjects as a minimum. If you are going directly into a degree program, you may be required to have CAPE in those subjects as well, but never to worry. We have our UTech Academy that we can help you to matriculate into. And of course, there are requirements for you to maintain at least a 2.7 GPA. Once you're on the scholarship, it lasts for 4 years. It is targeting persons who are in need, right? So there's a needs assessment. You will be, once you apply for the scholarship, we will take you through an interview process, much like what the scholarships unit for the Ministry of Education does. Determine your need, and of course, you would have to apply to UTech to a STEM program. So we have currently 21 different programs.
Hold on, sir. Don't this deserve a big clap, no, man. Of course, that was a big announcement from UTech, coming from Dr. Damian Graham, and based upon, just remind our listeners about that was based upon the directive given by the Minister of Finance. I have it correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Now, tell me what's involved. Well, step 1, how to qualify, how to apply, and the benefits. You only have 1 minute. I don't know how you're going to do it.
Step 1, make sure that you have at least 5 CSEC in science subjects. You must be interested in one of the 21 programs that are in our STEM program in the Faculty of Engineering and Computing. Most of them are, so I can just give you some of them in...
yes, you only have about 30 seconds left. Continue.
Yeah, man. So engineering, computing, architecture, actuarial science, math, TVET. You must submit your application to UTech, apply for the scholarship as well. We'll take you through the process. We have a info session coming up on May 27th and 28th at 6:30. Look out for the flyer. You have an application.
All right, don't worry. I'm going to put it up on my blog and get that out. You just need to get that information from you. What do you mean, no fees? Books?
No fees. All you have to do is to submit. Your tuition will be paid for 4 years. The only catch is you must work in the KPO industry, so we are preparing you for industry. KPO means, some...
Any allowances for living and so on?
No, but you can look for other funding through the
right. We have to go now. Thank you very much. I'm going to get the information from you. I'm going to post that on my blog. What a wonderful news, so we can ask more. Dr. Clark, I take over the program again. I'm going to shoot your dice, Okay, bless you. Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Dr. Damian Graham, lecturer and engineer, lecturer and engineer. You're at UTech. Thank you very much, my brother. Have a wonderful day. It's now exactly 12 noon.
You got me working.